Theater Pizzazz! Give us some pizzazz!
Shoshana Medney reporting for TheaterPizzazz.com at the 2019 New Dramatists Awards Luncheon honoring Nathan Lane.
I'm kind of speechless in his presence. You are amazing, Nathan Lane. Thank you for everything you give to us, and will continue to.
Well, first of all, Nathan is a treasure, and we should always be honoring him, and also to encourage all the writers out there. That's where we're going to have our work, and to encourage them and support them, and always, the writers.
It's important to show up. It's important to tell people that you appreciate them. It's important to tell people that you love them and that you know what they're doing is a lot of hard work. A lot of people have performances tonight. We know what it takes to do this, to make this art and this entertainment. And we love it, and we want to do it because of our audiences, because they're so receptive. And so when you show up and you acknowledge somebody like Tommy Kail at the Say benefit, and he talks about the way we are a community and a family of love, it's important to me to be a part of this because they welcomed me back so warmly.
I love being a part of a show that is about love and acceptance and joy. That doesn't happen, and we get to share that with people every single night, and it is incredible.
There's so much female force on the show. Mara Isaacs and Dale Franson, two of our lead producers, Rachel Helk, and her amazing scenic design. Jessica Paz, one of our sound designers, is the first woman nominated for the sound design category for a Tony for musicals, so that's pretty extraordinary.
It's a real honor to do a show, kind of like originating a role on Broadway, and also like doing a show that I see as my own kind of therapy. That's very special to me.
That the role was written for me in and of itself is just ridiculously privileged and lucky. And to, like I said, to give birth to someone, to have my DNA all over someone like Dee Dee Allen in a show that means so much to me, The Prom, in a season that's so diverse and fabulous this year. What a way to celebrate, and I'm glad I'm one part of the piece of the puzzle.
I think a lot of it just came from the political environment that's out there now. I think the show became more important because of where we are with the current administration. But to see kids after every performance at the stage door, and there's a kid or two that are crying and shaking and tearing because they saw themselves, and that matters to us.
Yeah. Well, also to see parents that maybe had a hard time watching their children grow into who they are, and to be able to see themselves and to take a step back and to see that we can change, we can grow, and also that there's a community out there for people, and we're waiting for them, and we love them, and we wish that we had this when we were growing up.
Well, I really wanted to tell the story through the bodies. You know, my goal was that you could feel the story through the bodies of the performers, especially the ensemble and the Fates, so that you never lost track of them. They didn't, hide in the background somehow. They were always kind of present in the thing. So, that really drove the process. And then, of course, the brilliant music. So enjoying that was, and feeling that in the body as well was part of my goals, yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy fun. And I think the fun of the creation actually got in the show. We all had a great time creating it. I love dancers. I love them. I love to celebrate them. And we just got to have a great time making a dance that's 10 minutes and 47 seconds long.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's such a thrill. Honestly, it's the best job in the world. I'm an extremely grateful young man right now, and that this is something I get to do every day, sing these songs and say these words with these people at this space, this season, all the things. It's really just an unbelievable synchronicity.
It's exquisite. It is exquisite, and it's a joyful ride. I'm so proud of our little show. I am proud of our little big show, I should say, because it's both, right? And I'm proud of our Tony nominees, Caitlin and Beth and Brooks, and they're so fierce, and every night they're just incredible, and the ensemble and the dancing, and these kids never let up, and they never tire. So I have loved watching how this whole Broadway thing works. It's been a joy.
Oh, definitely. South African gumboot and step, which are two social dance forms. One comes from South Africa. The other one is more from the African American community, but it's all within the African diaspora, so it's all traditional.
it's really sort of an overall empowerment of the characters in the piece. The movie took place exactly, it was written as it should have been in the time that it took place and where we were as a culture, but I knew I didn't have a desire to write women in playing the role they played in the movie, and that I wanted as opposed to the movie where the female lead learns a lesson from the man dressed as a woman, I wanted it to be the opposite. I knew I wanted to create a strong character where our lead would learn and become a better person from having spent time with her. And that was really a change that David and I knew from the beginning we wanted to make.
Oh, I mean, it's one of my favorite things I've ever touched on, and I suspect will ever touch in my life. I think it's an extremely special show.
I think the most important thing when you feel emotionally connected to something, whether or not there's a hype around a show or a lot of that was the thing that drew me to it, and I think probably I'm assuming you as well, was the emotional connection to the piece, and it's really wonderful when that does translate into people wanting to fill the seats every night, which is amazing.
I've been going back to see the show, and it's just incredible. I mean, it's like a rock concert. The audiences are really, really digging it, and we're all very excited, and it's a really lovely time.
We don't do anything like this back home. It's the kind of full-throated hymn to the theatre that is this crazy season. It's really extraordinary, and the fact that it takes place in hotels is also a lovely flavor that I.
You know, first of all, I think this has helped. The new Dramatists has helped to launch so many careers. And my great attorney, the late Seth Galblum, was one of their real champions. And so on a day like today, I'm thinking of how much he believed in this organization, and we're going to hopefully carry on the fight to bring new voices to the American stage.